chance to be heard, pass by, spare not. Let me hear you now, come shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, wake up. No time for sleeping on the issues. This is Neutral Voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Wake up. This is Neutral Voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Your voice matters, your thoughts count, your opinion's important, so you gotta speak out. Don't let your chance to be heard pass by, spare not. Let me hear you now, come shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, shout it out, real loud. Everybody wake up, wake up. No time for sleeping on the issues. This is Neutral Voices, we gon' deal with the issues. Wake up.
Greetings and Envy family. Welcome to Neutral Voices, the place where your voice matters. I am Dr. V, and this is our Voice of the People segment. And this is the segment that's all about your voice, questions from the community, and some of the comments that we have had during the week. Listen, as we get into our conversation, please don't forget to click like and share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have learned something new, as always, let us know about it. So, guys,
What's poppin'?
What's going on?
what's popping?
What's poppin'?
I'm gonna tell you what's popping.
What's rockin'?
We trying to change the world.
Yes.
Y'all know that?
Yes.
We doing Muhammad Ali?
Yeah, all of that. We're
gonna shake up the world?
Look, we're talking about America reformed, and intentionally, we're talking about Black America
Right.
reformed. What does that really look like? You know,
Yes.
and I'm sure somebody's thinking, like, why? Why do we have to focus on the Black side of things? Well, we're going to be talking about that tonight. So
Yes.
hang out with us.
Yes.
Why are we talking about Black Reformation? What does that look like in America? I mean, there's so many cultures. Why
Yes.
Black? Why are we focused on that right now? Oh, you sound like you're getting ready to get into some good stuff. How about maybe before you do that,
Uh-huh.
what if we go into the definition? Because I know we gave that before, but Jill, why don't you give us the definition of reformed?
The simple definition of reform is to make changes in something, typically a social, political, or economic institution or practice, in order to improve it. Reform.
In order to look, in
Spelling
order
bee, reform.
in order to move forward with that, I have to. Last night I mentioned a couple other words that I think we needed to add to that.
Yes.
And those words, I believe, were very important. And those two words are belief and faith.
Right.
So, from a spiritual perspective, I
Yes.
believe we definitely should not leave that out when we start
Exactly.
talking about being reformed.
Yes.
Because when you think
Yes.
about being transformed in the mind,
Yes.
yes,
Yes,
that
yes,
definitely
yes,
comes
yes.
from a spiritual perspective.
Well, and you ask, what is?
Mhm.
Why do we, first of all, talk about just the Black America being reformed, and what does that look like?
Mhm.
First and foremost, that's what we know, and that's what we're trying to change. One thing that we got to understand is that we've been oppressed for so long as a culture. It's just time for, and the reform we're asking is just to change our position or give us a change in status and position where we can be considered like every other race.
Well, Clarence, I ask you a question.
Mhm.
You saying, my question is, well, my statement is put like this. Instead of asking for that for that, why can't we just change the mindset?
Well,
That's the
That's
easiest,
part of-
that's the easiest thing. We have to
That-
change.
that is-
that's the
that
best
is-
way to reform.
you say that's the easiest thing. That's the easiest said thing.
Sad thing. I'm sorry. You're right. You're correct.
That's the
You're correct.
easiest
You're
said
correct.
thing. But to change somebody's mindset,
Yes.
after so long being in a certain way of thought, it's really hard to convince
Yeah.
people to change their way they think.
Those bad habits.
Those bad habits. So The reform is, we just got to change a lot of things that's around us, and then we can go on and reform everything else. But we're looking at our culture because that's who we are.
Right.
Well, and let's be real too. I mean, we are a Black-owned media group. We
Yes.
are in a community that is predominantly African American. So any culture has the freedom. I mean, if the white people wanted to get together and do a white America reform, if the Asian wanted to reform their culture, anybody has that right to do so. So right now, this is where we are focusing on because this is where the focus needs to be.
Yes, in this community, and you're right. Anybody can start
anybody
a
can start a
platform.
Mhm.
How about that?
Right.
And-
There you
and
go.
So when you look at it from that perspective, okay. So everything I heard was wonderful, beautiful. Let's look at, and we mentioned this last night, but the internal and external challenges that we face in our community, even trying to reform.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. The internal is we have to unite. We are afraid to unite, to work as one, one body, one sound, because of the trust. I can't trust you. Or if me and you got the same business, the thought process is I want to shut you down. No, the thought process should be is I want to uplift you and I want you to uplift me
Right.
and work together.
Okay.
But we in a mental state where no, I can't let Dr. V make more money than me. No, I want Dr. V to make more money than me. That gives me the push to say, okay, I gotta outdo her, and then hopefully to give her the push that I gotta outdo him, and at the same time we building each other up because we in a competition and it's a friendly competition.
Right.
It's nothing. I'm beefing with you. I might call you like, hey, I got 50 more customers than you this week.
So the challenge is making you great.
Right.
You know, use the challenge to make each other
Yes.
great.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the week, we're like, want to go out to dinner? You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And kick it and kick, basically be able to a bouncing board, a soundboard off each other.
Right. Empowering each other.
Yep.
I like that.
And that's one of the things that is an internal struggle, is finding that base, that camaraderie, you know. But some of the external factors, and we can go through history and everything like that, but some of the external factors are still some of the policies that we can't get past. And unfortunately, unless there are legislations and changes and different things, we can't get past those right now. So externally, some things it's the law. You know, you talk about the law being delivered, but you know, we're still under the law under certain things. So we just got to get past some of that, and that's something we have to wait for somebody else to change. But
And
we can do what we need to
when
do
you-
internally.
Internally.
But we
Okay.
there's some things we have to wait for other people to change. That's not beyond our control.
What do you think? So when I say external, what do you think about the Asian hate bill right now?
Yeah.
Do you think that that's something that's actually, I know I'll say it's against us, but do you think it even matters to us? And what do you think most blacks feel about
I think
that?
we have a whole question about that. If we can get that
Did
question.
we get it?
Yeah, we got a whole question. About
Okay,
that.
so while we're getting ready to go to this question, let me just remind everybody again, this is Neutral Voices, the voice of the people, and we do have questions and comments from our viewers and listeners. And so here's a question.
An Asian bill passed by the government excluding Black America again. What does this message say to Black America? How do we allow and become happy about Juneteenth, but Black America still has no hate bill? It's a great question.
That's a great question.
Popular question right now.
It's a popular question, and I don't want to pretend like we did not address it last night. So we talked about it a little bit, but let's talk about it a little bit more.
Right. Well, the Asian hate bill, and this is what it is. As I was reading it, they make it seem like every other bill or protected class of people. The Asian people have become a protected class of people, whereas that it's like the disabled. And when they passed that one about the gay bashing bill and the hate crime of gay bashing, they became a protected class of people, which means that if somebody does something to them and it can be proven that it was done because of their race or their ethnicity, they can be charged not in their county, state court, but it could move up to a federal crime, and there's a greater and harsher penalty. So they have become a protected class, like endangered species. You know, certain species you can't hunt, and I'm not saying to hunt them, but I'm just giving you the idea. Certain species you can't hunt and things like that. They're in that protected class. But
So protected from who?
protected from any
Who after them?
Well, if you look at the origin of the bill, they're protecting them from us.
Okay,
You got to go
come
back
on
to
now.
the history of the
That's-
bill.
Okay,
It was
Let's
a
talk
lot
about
of
that.
black on Asian crime in New York, in the East Coast, in other areas, in Atlanta and things. So they were protecting them from, being harmed by us. But in the question said, there's no black hate bill. There's still not, because as I mentioned last night, the anti-lynching bill from 2019 is still lost in the Senate somewhere. And that's not the first one. That's probably won't be the last one, because that one still hadn't been voted on. But where's the black hate bill? And when we say where's the black hate bill, we get the backlash, and we get hated on more for asking a black hate bill.
Right. When all we want to do is, as we're talking about tonight, this is Neutral Voices, and we're talking about building a better tomorrow.
Yes.
And intentionally building a better tomorrow for Blacks.
Right.
Yes.
I think that it's quite disgusting that we have to have any hate bill, period. But it is what it is. So in my research, I did come across something that I would like to read. From my reading of the bill, this particular bill, the only thing it does is make it easier to report hate crimes to local and state governments, which honestly could be a benefit to Black people as well. At the end of the day, despite the increase in Asian hate, Black people still make up an overwhelming majority of victims of hate crimes in the United States. Black people need to step up to the plate, continue to start recording and reporting the things that happen. We need to let people know to stop convincing us that we are just being sensitive and let this roll off our skin. These other groups don't play that, and they recognize the very real psychological impacts that hate incidents can have. Also, any law, bill, or public policy is only as good as the people who enforce it.
Right. And that's why I was saying we have to wait on certain legislations to change for us to get that. But
my question is, why do we have to continue to wait?
That's a great question.
And that's the biggest question. Why do we have to continue to wait? And, we talked about Juneteenth yesterday, and one of the biggest things is, yes, we have a national holiday. Kudos. Well, once again, why do we have to continue to take the small victories when other cultures are getting landslide victories?
That's
I mean, let's look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Asian hate bill, the gay hate bill, and we as a culture, as a Black people, has continually to get beat up, to get shot. You know what I'm saying? Even by our own.
Right.
So at the end of the day, even if I shot Clarence should be protected because I shot him.
Right.
I can be a hate bill. So I mean, and honestly,
Yes.
that if you look at it, think about it. If Black people had a hate crime bill, do you think how much more crime would lessen of us killing each other
In the own community.
Yeah. I
mean,
agree
let's
with that.
look
I agree
at
with
it.
that. I agree
Well,
with
well, just think about it. It's okay if you kill yourself. If you, I'm just, you have to just call it what it is. Sometimes, it's okay when the bad people are killing bad people. And it's like, let them deal with themselves and get out of the way, basically. So they're helping us. We don't have to do it.
Right.
Let them do it for us. So that's one thing. But I don't know about you guys, but one of the questions that I saw was asking about even the panel being pro-Black. How do you guys look at us? Are we pro-Black? Why are we pro-Black? So let's speak to those people that may be asking that question.
Why are we
Yes.
pro-Black?
Yes.
First and
Let's
foremost,
answer
I
that.
am a Black man.
Yes.
My son is a Black man. Will be a Black man. My daughter is a Black queen. So at the end of the day, I can't worry about any other culture if I can't worry about my own first. That's first things first.
Yes.
Regardless of what, we might not be biological family, but we are family. So why not, can I look after my own? Why can't I stand up for my own? Why is the problem when I stand up for my own? Why do I got to be prejudiced or I'm against this? No, I'm for my own people. I got to stand with my people before I can stand with anybody else. I mean, it only makes sense.
Right.
That's his perspective.
Right.
Okay, Clarence, what's
Right.
yours?
I totally agree with E. But I said this last night. And first of all, you have to take the ideal out of your head that once I say I stand for this, that I'm totally against anything else. That's not true. I'm an Indiana Pacers fan. I'm
Sorry
just
to hear
gonna
that.
I'm just gonna correlate the go on with that. But I'm an Indiana Pacers fan. But that's not gonna stop me from watching the Atlanta Hawks play the Milwaukee Bucks. I might not cheer. I just might watch the game. But when it comes to the Pacers, I'm gonna stand up and defend the Pacers. So what I'm saying is, it's the team that you're on. What team are you on? You want your team to come out on top no matter what it is.
Correct.
So this is the team that I've been assigned to. This is the team that I'm looking out for and that I want to see come ahead. But that doesn't mean I'm against anybody else or I don't believe in anybody
right.
else. I will stand up for anybody that's being wrong. Red, white, black,
So you
straight,
stand
gay.
for right.
I stand for right. But
All right.
saying that I'm pro and that I stand up for black people because that's who I am. That's how God made me. So therefore, that's what I know. That's what I'm going to stand for. And that's what I see that needs to be changed. That
Okay.
doesn't say that I don't see any other change out there and that I wouldn't stand for.
Absolutely.
Right.
So what I see, when I'm thinking about this, I see, standing for black. I am black, and as E said, my family, but my family is actually multicultural. But here's my thought. Last night I mentioned Paul in Corinthians. So, and I said that I would give the correct scripture. The correct scripture, if you want to read it, is 1 Corinthians 9:20. And I was talking about how Paul said when he was with the Jews, he basically acted like the Jews. But when he was with those that was under the law, he acted like those that was under the law, even though he himself was protected by God. He
Right.
was under God. He was a follower of Christ.
Mhm.
So, with that thought in mind, I'm saying our community, our people, all cultures have to get proximate with their own people and then be able to go to other groups, other communities, and do the same thing so that you can build relationship. In other words, when you break the word down, relationship, when you can actually relate to other people.
Right.
So I believe that's what's missing. Not first, because we talked about forgiveness and amnesty. We talked about that. Forgiveness first, and then we need to start building relationships.
true.
Right.
Man.
If I could touch on the question, because it's
Yes,
actually
Jill.
something that I get asked quite a bit.
I'm
Why are you
sure.
sitting up there? Why are
Yes.
you fighting for a community that you don't even live in? So here's the thing: is I was asked to be here. If the white community would have came to me and said, "Hey, Miss Jill, we've got this going on in our community. Can you stand up with us and help?" I would have been there in a heartbeat. I'm not an advocate for black people. I'm not an advocate for brown people or Asian people or white people. I'm an advocate for whoever needs an advocate, period. So, I mean, to me, it's not about color. It's never been about color.
Okay, well, you said something that you said
it got
something
us
right
all
there
going.
that
But
we want
I
to.
think this question will.
Okay. Okay, good.
It'll open up a whole more.
Yeah,
lot more
I
doors.
was going with
Okay,
you.
I was
But
just-
I think we can address.
We're
this
going to
again.
address the question. I just
Yes.
want to remind everybody right now, you are watching or you are tuned into the Voice of the People, and this is the day where we actually address comments and questions from the community.
Yes.
So we get excited sometimes when you guys chime in with us, and so we're still addressing questions from the community and from the people.
So our next question says, if you cannot worry about any other culture, then why should the white culture worry about black people?
My point exactly.
Well,
I mean, you got to start at home.
That's why I wanted to hold
Well-
because I wanted to go with Doc V with her scripture right there.
Okay.
First and foremost, people should care about people. Let's understand that. People should care about people. But we understand there's some divisiveness and there's some things that set us up that we're divided. And the most evident and the most prominent is what? Our race, our colors. But as you were talking about Paul, he said he acted and he interacted.
Yes.
That's where we have to start. The problem is, why should white people care about us? Because they are the ones that set up a lot of the policies and a lot of the things. And that's why I'm saying
Their ancestors.
their ancestors.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying the empathy.
Not
the-
just
Right.
their
No,
ancestors.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
Not
had to
the
put-
present. No.
I had to put that in there. Not
No,
just
it
the
is
ancestors.
actually their ancestors because as you look at me, I didn't set those policies
But-
up. The
well,
people that you're
Yeah, but
voting
you-
for
but-
right
but
now,
hold
the
on.
people that
But-
you voted for are setting up a lot of the policies, and the people that you voted for aren't signing the bill.
But Jill, the truth is, but I want Clarence to finish, but I just have to say this real fast. The truth is, the choices that people make today still keep Black people
Right, but
oppressed
they didn't
and
write
down.
the policies.
They may not have written that particular policy back
they
then, but
uphold
they're
them.
still writing new policies today that's
and
called
upholding,
systematic.
yeah.
Yes.
And upholding it.
Yes, so that's a whole nother discussion.
whole-
So I know that'll
Yeah.
take us down a slippery slope for
Yes.
sure.
But
Good conversation,
good
but
conversation.
that's-
And
that's-
we can all.
I want to let you go ahead and add.
Yeah, because I'll
I
never,
want you to
I'll
go
never
ahead.
roll with that.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
hold on. But she has her opinion. But hold on. Let me say this. And this is Jill. This is why I wanted to address that, and I wanted to put it all in a nutshell, because yes, a lot of the people that are in policy today didn't write those bills or the Constitution. I can give you that. But some of them that have that power, because I'm talking about the same Senate that passed the Juneteenth holiday
And the Asian hate bill.
and the Asian hate bill is the same Senate that has been sitting on the anti-lynching bill for the last 2
Exactly.
years or so.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying. But here's the whole thing that I was trying to get to.
Don't leave that first.
not gonna
Okay,
leave
wait. Just pause it real
Okay.
quick. So just because you didn't write something yesterday, does it mean so when we are teaching our young people and we're not teaching them not to be racist,
Right.
you're still being and playing into
Right,
those things
right.
that
You're
was put
still
into
upholding-
place
you're still upholding
yesterday.
those.
If you don't change those things, if you don't change that mindset starting in the house. So that's what I'm talking about. Just because you didn't put the pen on the paper doesn't mean you didn't put racism
But-
or
Let her speak. Let her
whatever
speak.
it
Let her go.
is
Let her go.
or whatever it is
ahead,
in
Jill.
action, because action speaks louder than any of those words on the paper. So what we see today and what we're living today, you have to be Black to understand, so you can't relate to that part.
But
so
at the
you my
same-
sister, I'm just saying, but
Let
you
her
can't
go.
relate to that. So Jill, you got to let that one be what it is.
Okay.
You may not have written a policy. You have a different mindset. Trust me, if you didn't, you wouldn't be sitting
Right,
here
right.
in the
Correct.
middle of,
we
in the
have-
heart of the hood with all of us in this building Black.
Yeah.
You have a different mindset.
Yes.
So you cannot compare yourself to some other ones, because Donald Trump would have a whole different perspective to even what you're thinking and what you're saying and what you do here with Neutral Voices.
Right.
But when you talk about it starting at home, I also think that we are feeding our Black youth, telling them that white supremacy is what is preventing you from achieving racial equality. When really, when we break it down, we're telling our youth, you're not going to be this because of the white man. You're not going to be this because of a white man. If you constantly feed somebody that, we know white people are racist. You asked, why do we
See?
have to wait? Why do we have to wait? We have to wait because the people that are in power hate Black people. Period.
And see, you say
That-
it and you know it.
No, because
There
I
it
do
is.
know it, but I don't like to. I
Exactly.
don't like to hear that I wrote policies because I
But
don't
you,
agree
that's because
with,
you that's
with a
because you
single one
take
of
it
them.
personal.
I do take
as
it
in
extremely.
as in Jill.
But there's a lot of people
Yeah.
that are like me.
And
You
we-
might not have met them yet, but there's a lot of
I
people
have
that are like me.
I have, but
And
that's what I'm
white-
saying. But you
white
can't make
supremacy
this
is not
about
the number
you.
one reason that Black America is struggling, and we cannot tell our youth. We cannot tell our youth. You have a degree. You have a degree. You have a degree. A white man didn't stop you from doing that. The white man is not going to stop our youth from being what they want to be. Period.
I agree
Right.
with you.
I agree with you on that.
And
wholly
that's
agree,
true.
agree with you. Because, like you said, we have to start at home. That's one thing first.
Like,
Yes.
Let me finish.
I'm gonna let you finish.
I was gonna say, I know
gotta
Clarence
start at
got to
home.
get something out.
Yeah, we got to start at home. So I can't sit there and tell my son a white man is gonna stop him from doing what he need to do. No, you have to stand up and be man enough, just like I did, just like your mom did, to go be better.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you can't let nobody, like I said the other week, you have the pen. Write it. Don't let nobody else write
Write
your
your story.
story.
Well,
so
and-
you have to write your story
Absolutely.
against all odds. rights.
Absolutely. And that's why I said last night, and I did say this. So, that's why I'm saying you can't take stuff personal. What I did say is that Black people can't keep putting their pain up here and exalting the
Said that.
pain.
Exactly.
What did I say? I
You
said
said
that
that.
last night. I said we
gotta
have
get
to
it.
see and we have to lead with love. That squashes all of that because at the end of the day, when you put God first and you remember the promises of God, and that's how you live your life, that's how you lead. No matter what everybody else doing crazy. That's why also, if you remember, I talked about soaring like an eagle and rising above. So when y'all go low or anybody else go low and messy, we got to go high. A queen
get
has
above
to
it.
go high.
Yes.
So I'm saying when you get all over here and flustered because you thinking and you taking stuff personal, then I have to just remain calm and stay in my queenness mentality and say, this is not about me. This is not about you. We are, we're speaking some truth that need to be talked about because in certain people houses, maybe not Jill's
Or yours.
but it absolutely,
Right.
but in certain people houses, they are the ones that's out there trying to create traps and snares for Black people.
And they're always going to be
period.
there because that's hate.
Absolutely, and that's
Well,
why
it's
I
always gonna be
choose.
there.
I choose to endure with
Right.
Christ.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, and again, the scripture in there where we were talking about.
Did you forget everything?
No, I'm just trying to put it in
Okay.
perspective.
It's
I
your
don't-
turn, Clarence.
I don't want to sound like I'm rambling. I just want to put everything
Okay.
in perspective. But
Paul.
first, Paul, the whole thing is you have to have empathy. Until you are able to come out of, you have come out of certain things. So that's why you're sitting with us. You have changed your mindset of certain things. You have empathy, not sympathy, not sorrowfulness, empathy. That means you can feel or you can understand how I feel, or you can marginally see how I feel. So that's where that is. What I'm saying is, and as Doc V said, historically and still today, and I want to tell you this: why? No, you didn't write the laws. No, you didn't. Yes, hate stands. This, that, or the other. Plain and simple. How there's a difference, and there's how we tell the Black kids that a white man still holds you down. In some instances, it is because the white man is not a physical man now. The white men are these laws, these things that have not changed, that were written historically and still are upheld by certain policies that were instituted by because who founded this country? White men. No Black men, no Asian men, no Hispanic men.
Absolutely, absolutely.
No, I can't let you do that one.
I knew you
I
were
can't.
going
I
there.
can't.
Okay,
let
he
you
gonna
do
go
that
to
one.
the truth. Come
I
on to the
cannot
roots.
let you do that one.
Go on
White
to the
men
roots.
did not find
Go
this
to the
country.
roots.
I didn't say
Stop.
find.
Yes,
I
you
said
did.
Found
They-
it. I said found it.
They
They
did not even
stole
found
it.
it. Nothing. They stole it.
Found,
See-
found it. Put together.
Stop.
Okay.
Okay, first,
Hold on.
listen.
They stole the country. Don't no. They stole this country.
I didn't. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's
Okay.
speak the truth.
Okay.
Christopher
Okay.
Columbus did not
I didn't
discover
say
America.
FIND.
Did
I
not
didn't-
find
I
America.
didn't say
They
FIND.
stole
I said
America.
FOUNDED.
Turn the volume down in the back.
Okay.
In fact, turn it off.
Can I get my blood pressure?
We
cuff?
normally we don't take things so personal on the panel, but I don't know what's in the air, what happened. It seems like there's something, but yeah. So he
Yeah.
is gonna calm down.
need my blood
But we
pressure
just want to thank you right now for hanging with us on this Thursday evening, Voice of the People. And so it seems that the voice of the people are the panel tonight. So
Okay, I'm back.
we just want to remind you to click like and share and subscribe to our YouTube page as we continue
Go
this
ahead,
conversation
Clarence.
about how to build a better future.
Well, I gotta address this when I see this. Are we racist? Are we racist? No.
No.
Wait. Are we or are
This
you
is,
or
are you guys
the-
racist?
No, we're not racist.
No.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Oh, really? If I was racist, you think you'd be sitting next to me? Let's be
Well,
realistic.
I don't know.
No.
But that's
You know.
again, that's a misnomer, I
You
believe,
know.
because
Yeah.
we say we stand for something. Just because I never said I hated white people. I never said anything negative against white people other than the truth, which is that they
Do you have a best friend
Yeah,
that's white?
That's a good one.
do I have a best friend? That's
No,
white?
I'm just kidding.
No, I like the second one. Read the
Okay.
second one. I like the
Go
second
ahead.
question. Go ahead and read it.
The next one says,
This is
"Laugh out
beautiful.
loud. Lead with love? ? Over 400 years of love, and you get a holiday and not a hate bill."
Amen.
I love
Hallelujah.
it.
Hallelujah.
But you still have to endure, and I choose to come in peace and to
No,
love.
let's not come in peace. And
I
love.
do, because some
'Cause
battles
You ain't bringing
I
all
just
peace tonight.
some battles I
No, I
just
can't.
leave to God, and I know. But
Hey,
listen,
you
the
know
truth.
something?
But
Hey,
listen,
Okay, Doc. I'm sorry.
I'm just
I
saying,
apologize.
because some battles.
But
No.
like I said, Doc,
we got some
it's,
feedback.
it's funny. I read that question in that statement, and I was just thinking that same thing.
Yeah.
You said lead with love.
You
love
have to.
And love and led us into 400 years of beat downs.
Well, not
Hold on,
everybody.
let me finish.
Well, you
We-
didn't let me get mine out.
Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize.
So-
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Queen.
No, I'm gonna let you,
But 400
King.
400 years of beats downs, redlining, it's not even letting us. Every time we get something, they destroy it because they don't want us to get ahead. Just let's think about it. And we supposed to always lead with love. Yes, we'll lead with love, but why can't we lead with love for our own people? Why do we have to worry about other cultures? Why can't we lead with love with our own people and be cool?
And you can be, because you have a choice. You can do that. And so that's one of the things I talked about last night. The choices we make in this world from day to day is what's going to determine our future. I promise you the choices you make today will have an effect on your tomorrow. Do we have any more questions?
Yes,
I just want to remind
we have a comment.
you that you are watching Voices. Listen, you are watching Neutral Voices, and this is the voice of the people.
We done got excited.
And we have more comments up there that I can't see, but
I
you
wanna go
guys
with
can
this
see
one.
them.
And we didn't say we disagree with Miss Jill, but it says, I agree with Jill 1,000%. The illusion that black people cannot be successful because of the white people is false. I agree with that.
And I do too.
yeah,
So let's be
yeah,
clear.
let's
Wait,
be clear about it.
wait. Let me just say this. We've said that. So, tune into some of our previous shows. We have said that. Jill is just saying it again. And we have all said that. We all agree with that. And we believe in not placing the blame on the white man. We have said 100 times that black people have to pull themselves up by the bootstrap. And I just want that to be clear. Neutral Voices is not here saying that. And we have not said that. So you're going to have to tune into our YouTube page and check out our shows, and you'll know. And on those same shows, you'll hear Jill talk about white privilege. So again,
Right.
so tune in, check out some of our shows.
But all in all, I think that's going to be the angst of all of our thoughts in conversation, is that no matter how we try to figure it out, it's going to boil down to what's black, what's white, who wants what, who wants what. But the problem is, that is the problem. Yes, we're divided by color.
Yes.
Yes, we have suffered. Jill, I wanted to say something, but we got all heated. You were talking about...
And then before we get too far off, I want to address that leading with love.
Go ahead, lead with love.
That comment.
Well, go ahead. Let him finish.
Well, I want to lead with love. First of all, we had a conversation about love, and we did one about hate. I don't think we did hate. I think we got thrown off on it. But love. Love is just a simple thing and how do you lead with love? We
Put
need our
Jesus
leaders
first.
and somebody just asked that, but how do we lead with love? Putting Jesus first. But the thing is, we got to take ourselves out of ourselves and have empathy again for the next person.
Absolutely.
So not only do we need to lead with love, those that are harming us need to
Everybody.
change. Yeah, so love
It's a mindset.
It has to be a mindset.
Yes.
But we're gonna get to this. The simple thing of holding back, and the difference is, and I want you to understand this. Y'all remember January 6th, right?
Of course.
January 6th, the insurrection. But
Yes.
people don't want to call it an insurrection.
Yes.
They just said a group of people came to the
Crazy people.
Capitol building
Yes.
to voice their opinion, right?
Yes.
Y'all know today, Jesse Jackson and 100 black people got arrested outside of the Capitol building today for protesting that they were treating poor people wrong and they weren't going to help the poor more. So my question is, if it's not about your color, what's the difference between being in the Capitol building, destroying stuff, and being outside the Capitol building, just having a simple protest?
But it is about color.
That's my point. So you understand why we say the white man, because you saw probably like one black person. There's two, because one got arrested. He's an actor on NCIS or something.
Oh my goodness.
So 2 black people got arrested. What was the rest of the people? They were white people.
Right.
Well,
All the
you know,
people
I
that got
know.
arrested with Jesse
Do we
Jackson
have
were black
another?
people.
Right.
Do we have
do.
another?
I am
comment,
so
but-
excited to read this comment because
Okay.
this is another good white soul. I know her personally. Everyone
Hello, good white soul.
Everyone deserves
I
a
can't see
seat
the
at the
name.
table, yet I understand that the color of my skin will get me a seat at the table quicker than a person of color would get a seat. My ladder to get there is not as high. It's systemic, and I want to be an advocate, ally, or whatever. But dang, I don't
Yes.
have the right to speak on what I haven't lived. That's where good intentioned white people fail. We need to walk behind and let people of color lead. We need to listen. Thank you, Julie Gordon McCartney.
She sounds like she's saying
Hey,
what
can I
I'm
get a-
saying.
Can I get a mic? Can I get a,
Thank
'cause
you.
That was a
Get
mic
Julia.
drop.
Yep.
Hey,
That
Julie,
was a
come
mic
see us.
drop.
Come
Yeah.
see us,
Come
Julie.
see us. Because
Yeah.
now
I've
she
told her.
understands.
I've told her.
Well,
Come see us, Julie. Now she
blow that
understands.
comment up.
Because
That's
at the end of the
absolutely
day,
what I'm saying.
That's what needs to go on. I mean,
Yes.
don't get mad at me because I'm fight the power.
That's right.
Stand behind me if you really with me. If you
Right.
really have your good intentions to stand with me, understand. And
Absolutely.
I understand you can't walk a mile in my shoes. And
That's
I understand
right.
I might not can't walk a mile in your shoes. But at the end of the day, if you want to stand with me, stand with
Right.
me. But understand why you standing with me.
I love it.
Yep.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
beautiful.
I didn't see the name, but thank you,
Julie.
so,
Julie Gordon.
Thank you so much. I love that, and so just for me, I'm going to go back to this and just to sum it up from my perspective as far as leading with love. And yes, I believe, and I know everybody's not a believer of Christ, Jesus. Everybody has their own belief system. So I'm speaking from my, I do have the microphone, and so I get to speak about my Jesus, and my Jesus, the name is love. He is love, period. And so when I say it, and it takes a lot because of the job that I do, and so it takes a lot to lead with love. But if you want to set the principles of God aside and you look at things from day to day, you have to be patient and sensitive to other people and understand that everybody's not going to think the same. I can tell you for sure, I know everybody has a different thought process, a different way of doing things, moving through their day. There are some people that have white privilege cards. There are some people that have black privilege cards. And the truth is, at the end of the day, you have to make a choice how you're going to move through. You're going to move through angry, holding grudges, or you're going to start with forgiveness and lead with love when you leave the house. What are you going to do? At the end of the day, let me remind you, our conversation was supposed to be the focus of how to build a better future
Yes.
for Black people. And I believe we may have to touch this subject again because I think we may have went down a different direction a little bit. So listen. So as you leave here tonight, think about in your heart, in your mind, what can you do as an individual to be better, period, to be better at being you. So make tomorrow great. And I believe somebody has something that they want to leave with our people before we go.
I got y'all. The true freedom.
E got it.
Yeah, the true freedom is accepting and believing that you and you alone must be responsible for your life. This is how you take back control. This is how you reach your dream. This is the spirit and foundation of which this country was built on. This is real independence.
Awesome. Do we have another
I
comment
think
that
so.
we're
Just
supposed
Are we
to
gonna-
read?
Can you hit that?
We've got one more
Before
question.
we go, let's do this.
You guys are talking out of both sides. What do you want? Who is your problem with? Why do you have a problem with them? And what are you going to do about it?
A lot of questions to handle in the next 2 minutes. Can we do it? I think we can.
Yeah.
You guys
What-
are. I hate that I can't see that comment.
What do we want? Well, I'm gonna tell you, me personally, I want independence. Period.
Answer.
I don't want
Independence.
independence from. I just want
Equality.
equality.
I
No,
don't
it's
know. Clarence,
just I
what do
want
you want?
independence.
Independence?
Yes.
do you
Well, to say that we're talking out on both sides, You have to be. I don't think we're talking about both sides, out of both sides. I think, as Doc V said, we got into the midst of a conversation, but once you get in the midst of one conversation, it leads to another conversation, and we had to straighten that out. But what do I personally want? I want a fair shot. Now, I agree with E. We need to be able to do it on our own. I do agree with that. But I need, like the young lady said, I need some people to get out of our way to allow us to do that. So all I want is the fairness of that everybody else had, and I want the ease how everybody else has. I want everybody out the way of everybody else. That's all I want. I want the fairness. If you give me the fairness, I can independently do it, like E said. But you got to give me a fair shot at doing it.
Or if you stop tearing us down as soon as we begin to build, then we can do it.
Yes.
Okay. What else did the question? What other
What are we
parts?
going to do about it? First and foremost, I can tell you right now, this whole Neutral Voices, this is the one thing that we're here for. Our Neutral Voices and the Neutral Voices Media. And I was talking to somebody today. We have to change the narrative, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to change the narrative, to open up thought, to give people perspective of what we're doing and what's going on. So therefore, that's why we're here. What we're doing, we're taking leaps and bounds. We're taking up the fight that some people have laid down. We are the new charge in this new battle.
But it takes unity to do that.
And we need everybody that looks like us, that believe like us. Even if you don't look like us, if you believe like us, either get aboard or get out the way. That's all I'm asking.
Okay, let you be great. As they
Yes.
said, you want to live your best life.
Yes.
Because we are talking about building a better tomorrow. And so that's my thing. What does that look like? How do we do that? And I know, there's so many things that we need to do, but forgiving is one. And so, whether it's black forgiving white or white forgiving, blacks, that has to happen, period. That has to happen so that we can move forward. Do we have any more comments? Because we got to go, and it seems like we do, but we really don't have time to get to all of these. So, wow. There's some. How long we want to stay here tonight, guys?
Yeah, I
We
mean-
have a lot.
Can we hit this one? It says, I am a Latino, no offense, but I just want to know why black people don't take care of their kids and are so lazy. First of all,
let's not
first
even
of all-
address this question. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's
Save
go.
your ear-
Because now I'm offended.
No.
I'm dead
Wow.
serious.
Okay.
We can leave this one. That one could go on out the window, because you sitting there. You whoever wrote that question,
Somebody
go
just-
jump in the river, because I'm a black man
generalizing.
and I really take care of my kids. And there's a lot of black men and a lot of women do take care of kids, and they're not lazy. Let's go.
Well, there's so many comments. That next one, do you want to?
I would be
You,
here all night.
and I just want to say real quick to that person, and I'm sorry that you feel that way, but there's a lot of amazing parents that take care of their black children. So you should look up how many black millionaires there are in the world. And Oprah comes from a black mama and daddy too. But anyway, so you can't put people all in one box. That's what we're talking about. Get proximate with some real black people and get to know people, other cultures. That's our problem. Build relationship with somebody black and you would not feel that way. We do appreciate your comment. We thank you for watching and tuning in. There's so many comments that we could get to, but we really don't have the time. So I want to say thank you. I know E, you have already shared. So I'm sorry if we did not get to your comment, but don't forget, if you learn something new, don't forget to leave. Oh, we got a comment, and we get this
Come on,
this
man.
red light that flashes if it's something we have to address in the black community. Y'all want to do that one so we can get out of here?
All right, I'm going to do the last one. If the black community stopped asking for change and decided to take it, what would it look like? First of all,
When they said take it, was that a Malcolm X take it, or what do they mean take it? I mean, take it by force, take it by any means necessary. What does take it mean? Is that violent? If we started, so some comments we're not really clear on.
Right.
So I don't really understand do you want to address that, Clarence, from your perspective?
I can give it just a brief,
Okay.
because I'm going to be
What
brief
does it
because
look
we'll
like?
be here all night. I think we have already stopped asking for it. I think we have already stopped asking for it. From Black Lives Matters to all the new movements, I think we're
still asking for equality, and
We still asking.
in a minute it sounds like we're gonna be asking for the right to vote again.
it does
You're
sound
right.
like that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
So
so,
you
I
can't
mean,
tell me what people
but
are
like
doing
I
with
say,
an
if
ink
the
pen.
But think about it, and take it by force. We can build an army, but let's look at it. Let's be honest. They took the Capitol. And nothing happened to them.
Man, we take
But
the
you-
Capitol.
you
If we
try
take-
it and
if
see
we
what's
take
gonna
the
happen to
Capitol,
your-
we're gonna get shot. So at the end of the day, guess
we get
what we need
arrested
to
by
do?
being outside of it.
Yeah,
so there's odds stacked against us, but there are ways we can do it. I think we are stopping and asking and doing more proactive changing. We just got to
We're
keep the
trying.
fight. We got to keep the fight going.
We're trying. We gotta be at the table. We gotta have the conversation. And the truth is, we gotta be at the black table. And we're inviting you to the black table because you gotta have that conversation. It's uncomfortable, but you really have to have it. You have to be willing to have it, and you have to be willing to be healed and move from it. So no matter how simple that sounds, that's what I believe. And this is Neutral Voices, and I believe we are getting out of here.
Yeah.
Thank you again for hanging with us on this Thursday night. And we do have our Friday night youth group, and also we have what we have tonight, or the Flex.
Flex on Saturday.
Saturday. So please tune in.
Great
to,
entertainment.
Yes, to
Great
the Flex
entertainment.
this Saturday. So thanks for hanging with us. Good night.
Them niggas jumping.